Hey guys, today I'm working on this ASAT, GNL ASAT base. It has a very light crack along the headstock where I'm pointing here. You may or may not be able to see it in the camera, but what we're gonna do is take off the strings, take off this key, and then I'm gonna use a Starbond super fast thin super glue is basically what this is. Alright, let's get started. I'm using this drill attachment to detune the strings quickly. Totally recommend this. This thing works awesome. I'm gonna use a manual screwdriver over an electric one just to make sure I don't strip these screws. So I'm just looking at the crack and it does seem to go to the edge. Oh, it does move. And I'm gonna try and pull this apart a little bit and then apply the glue directly into the crack. It seems to be working really well. I can see the glue actually going into the crack. I'm wiping off any excess glue with a damp towel. Alright, so that's it. I'm gonna leave this clamp down overnight and then see how the crack feels in the morning, maybe do some light sanding around it, and we'll come back to that later. Okay, so I've waited overnight for this to dry, and now I'm going to use just like a regular scrubby sponge and some steel wool to try to scrub down some of the roughness that is left over from the glue residue. But overall it feels pretty good. It feels, you know, you're not really going to put your hand up in this area when you're playing, so that's good. And also when I applied pressure to the actual crack, where last night it was actually spreading open, today it's tight. It doesn't spread open, and I think this will stabilize the crack. I'm not going to have an issue with it actually continuing through towards the front side of the headstock. It's gonna stay like as is. One interesting thing about these GNLs, and I don't know if I can get it to show up on the camera, these 90s era GNLs are actually two pieces of rock maple merged together or glued together. So they cut them in half and then they put it in the truss rod and put on the fretboard, but it is actually already two pieces. I have another LB100 that is starting to split just from age, and I'll probably do the same sort of treatment to it to make sure that I don't have any continuing splitting along the seam of the two maple neck pieces. Okay, so I'm just going to use some steel wool and see about heating this up a little bit. I don't want to take off any of the lacquer. I'm just hoping it'll pull off some of that glue residue. One thing I notice is that the crack, now that it's been glued in, is actually more apparent than it was before. Maybe I should have done something to try to get the dirt out. Luckily for me, there's also these wood grain lines that run along the same area that make it look somewhat natural, so it doesn't look that bad. Now to the feel, I can't even really feel the crack at all. Between the steel wool and the sponge, I've taken off any extra glue that was hanging out there. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. I mean, I'm not happy with the overall break. That that breaks my heart, but the repair is pretty solid. Alright, so let's take a minute to reinstall the key. This concludes my demo of how to repair a crack in a neck or a headstock like this. I hope that helps you with doing your own repair. It's pretty minor. The worst part about it is that the value of this guitar is probably significantly lower, probably a good 10 to 20% lower. Yeah, thanks for watching. If you like videos like this, please subscribe. Bye now.